Welcome to the Cold One with the Boys podcast. I'm Asen, here with my co-host Nathan. This episode we talk to DrGluon, the living cartoon character of Twitch. Stay tuned. DrGluon, what's up, man? How are you doing tonight?
Hey, good to see you. How you doing? Well, I don't see you, but good to hear you.
Yeah, you can see me. It's okay. I'm naked right now.
In my mind, I can see you. You look amazing. I love that shirt.
Thank you so much. It's it's actually a pretty good shirt. I like it.
I thought you said you weren't wearing a shirt.
Oh,
it's my birthday suit.
Okay.
Your birthday suit.
You guys should have given me some heads up because I would have joined the pod.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. I mean, during the podcast, anytime I'm talking, you can kind of you can take off your stuff. Like, you know, it's cool. We'll go from there.
Slowly throughout the night, I'll do that.
Awesome, man. So you're a popular streamer on Twitch, and I must say, you're freaking hilarious. Like anything I've ever watched of yours, I'm laughing the whole time, and it's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, awesome job on that. So what actually got you into streaming, like originally from the very beginning?
So I've been streaming for 4 years. I've wanted to do it. It was like a year or two before that I was thinking about it. And at the time, I didn't really know how to go about doing it. I met somebody who also wanted to do it, and he kind of figured it out, and it was actually really easy, and kind of showed me how to do it. And I downloaded this program called OBS, which is really easy, and I just went live, and I've been doing it pretty much ever since, and I love it. So
awesome, man. Yeah, like I've watched a few of your streams, and I see you playing a lot of games, like a lot of different games, and I see you playing like simulators, anything from like truck simulator to actual person simulators like Sims, things like that. Is that kind of the wheelhouse you're aiming for on your stream?
Yeah, I play a lot of the Sims. I got started playing a lot more Euro Truck. I kind of whatever's I can make funny. When I used to play Euro Truck, I pretty much like branded it as it's like a road trip, and we just talk about whatever you do on a road trip, whatever you talk about on a road trip, whatever you talk about on a road trip, like complete nothingness, really. So that's how I marketed that stream, and we were just, and mostly food. Like we always get into food discussions, and then I kind of started playing more of the Sims, which is very funny. You can really get some into funny moments in that game, and definitely exploit that. So yeah, I mean, anytime I can really kind of not make fun of, but have a good time with a game and get some jokes in there, then yeah, I will play those games.
Yeah, so. I think the other day we were watching some of your videos, me and Nathan, and you were playing Euro Trucker in this video, and you were trying to sing "Don't Stop Believing."
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that video, man. Oh my god! If you guys haven't seen that video, look up DrGluon, Don't Stop Believing. It's hilarious.
It's literally 4 minutes of him trying to say 3 lyrics the entire time in the right part of the song, and I was dying.
That song gets requested a lot on my stream, and they always love it. So I always do that bit. So yeah.
Is there other songs that you also sing on stream?
I sing. Is it Chandelier? Swinging? I don't know the song. What's this shit? So I'm swinging from a chandelier because I just kind of belt out. So that's no joke there. I'm just singing the song, and that's funny. Apparently, that's just a joke there. So yeah, I do a lot of musical stuff just because I'm really bad at singing. So I think that's funny, and yeah. Whatever. I do. I do some Queen as well. I mean, I just do whatever I feel could be funny on stream. definitely not just singing, but also like acting out the songs as well. So,
well, I would beg to differ. I think you're an excellent singer, and you should
thank you.
definitely try out for the next Got Talent show. You would definitely make it far. So that's cool, man. So one thing I've noticed on your current videos, like your new streams and your new videos, apart from your old videos, is that you wear a fez.
I do. Yes.
You're like a living Abu from Aladdin.
I get that. It's just a fun hat. There's no like, we get people come in and wonder like, why am I wearing a fez? Is there some reason I'm wearing it? It's a funny hat, and that's how I saw it. I'm a big fan of Tommy Cooper, who is a British magician comedian, and he wore fez on stage. And it's like when you browse Twitch and you see all these thumbnails, you see all these people like in the little corner there. You don't get a sense that you really don't get a sense of the person until you click in there, and even then you may not get a sense of the person until you watch 5 minutes of a stream, and that's a lot to ask of anybody. So I thought, well, is there a hat that I could wear that could be funny, that maybe like, hey, this guy is funny right off the bat. I can see this guy's funny. Maybe you don't get that or not. I don't know if you get that or not, but that was the idea of the fez, is that I'm wearing a fez, and maybe people will find that funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, if I was just browsing through Twitch and I saw that in there, I would definitely be curious.
Yeah. And when I go to conventions, I put it on, and it's basically like a beacon. You can see me across a convention hall with that hat on. I mean, at least they find me with the fez on. So,
do you go to a lot of conventions like TwitchCon, things like that, or are they more local conventions? Or
no, I try to go. I've been to all TwitchCons, which there's been 3 of them so far, and I plan to go to the next one. I've been to PAX South twice, and that's really all I can really afford right now. I would love to go to more, but it's just I'm in the middle of the country, and every convention is a plane away.
Oh no!
So I do. I love going to them. I love meeting people. I love meeting other streamers and the viewers. So I do want to attend more. It's just right now, pretty much 2 is in my budget right now. Even that is kind of a stretch. But TwitchCon, I love TwitchCon. Love going to TwitchCon.
Is that your favorite one to go to?
Yeah, because it's just to meet. Yeah, that's mostly other viewers and other streamers are going to be there. Where PAX, you've kind of just got a mixture of all kinds of people genuinely interested in gaming, or not just video gaming, even just general gaming. But TwitchCon, you're going to find other streamers of all levels and viewers. And I love meeting new people. I love talking to people. So yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, that's a very important thing for being a streamer, is just the interaction with your fan base. I guess that's what I should call it. So whatever they like, it's important to kind of cater to them.
Yeah.
Since they're the ones supporting you. But that's awesome, man.
No, I've never been to any big conventions. Like I've never got to go to TwitchCon. I never got to go to a PAX. One of the conventions I've always wanted to go to is BlizzCon out in Anaheim, and I've never been able to go out there, which hopefully one of these years I'll be able to make it out to there. And I've thought about going to TwitchCon. I got turned on a TwitchCon a couple of years ago and just started watching not too long ago. So I'm kind of new to the Twitch community, but now that I've started watching it, that's what fills up my entire free time, is watching Twitch. I think going out to TwitchCon would be pretty dope. Is it, do all Twitch streamers get like a booth out there, or are people just walking around? Or
I mean, some of the top streamers have like meet and greets times that they schedule, but no, a lot of people just walking around. They've like game companies are going out there and kind of showing off their what they're working on, just to kind of get in front of streamers, but also the viewers as well, because there are I'm not sure the numbers, but I'm pretty sure there's more of just viewers than there are actual streamers going there now.
Right.
and they're there to meet their favorite streamers. They're also there to see, I think, like whatever, like PAX, where they've got like a few a few indie games there, and they've got that stuff there. They've also got panels that will help you if you're working on your stream, and ideas that you could bring to your stream as well. So
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, it's probably already a thing at TwitchCon, but I'm sure there's maybe they show a lot of new games that are coming out, things like that. I mean, it would be smart for indie game companies or just any game company to kind of go there as well, because Twitch is becoming such a huge platform for everything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of games is showing off their stuff, and I like just to go around and talk to all of them, and I always kind of look around and see like, is this going to be the next thing? Is this the next big thing, or is this something I'm interested in that I want to bring to my stream? And if it is, then I start that dialogue with the developers there. It's really cool. It's really cool to meet developers that are really hands-on with streamers than some devs. You like, I'm playing your game. Can you just retweet that I'm playing your game, please? Okay. So it's really cool. And some of the devs like are really hands-on with the streamers, and they're the usually ones that go out to TwitchCon, so they meet them and talk to them and have lunch or whatever. It's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. So on stream, do you ever play any of the big games? Like when you go on Twitch, you see those top 10 games, and usually I see you playing like simulator type games. Have you ever tried streaming something like huge at the moment, like a PUBG or a Fortnite, something like that?
I don't know if anyone wants to see me play PUBG. I don't know if it's really I have not played PUBG. I played games like PUBG. I played back in the day. I played H1Z1 and Daisy. I've not played PUBG. I just come to the realization that people, I think, want to watch those streams because they want to see people who are good at those games. I am not there's streamers that are good at games, and those guys are awesome. And if you're looking to like better your game, go seek out one of those streamers and get I am not one of those people. I am not good at games. I am an entertainer. I play a game, and you're not watching me to learn something. In fact, you're probably going to be teaching me something. But I try to make it funny for you. So I've not played. I like to play. I haven't tried it yet, but I like to try Fortnite, which is up there, because I just like the style. I like the cartoony style of that game more than PUBG. I haven't played League of Legends, or I tend to kind of stay away from those games anyway, just because you kind of get buried if you even try.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's got so much competition. So just like, but I did play the Sea of Thieves beta, which was I think that was actually one of the top games on Twitch at some point during the beta phase, and that game was really fun. I really enjoyed that game, so I'll be playing more of that when that comes out. So.
Yeah, we watched some of those videos of you guys taking like 2 hours to destroy a ship.
It really was hilarious. It brings out the pirate in you. So
yeah, it really does. The whole time you were just completely in character, the whole, and like, we sank your ships, you scurvy bastards,
if you go on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland, basically it's like, that's the guy I'm thinking about, the guy on the ship, just yelling.
That's your character, man. That's who you are in game. You gotta go full circle. That's awesome, man. So yeah, me and Nathan actually plan to, or Nathan and I, sorry, we plan to get Sea of Thieves when it comes out, but I'm actually kind of disappointed that it's only for Windows 10, and I generally don't like Windows 10. I like to stay with Windows 7. So it kind of sucks. I have to upgrade to be able to play it.
Yeah, it's on Xbox One as well. So I don't know if you have an Xbox. So
I'm not a console gamer.
It's cross-play. So if you own it on one, you own it on the other. And it doesn't matter what you're playing on. You're connecting with people from either side. So I'm mostly PC gamer. I'm on Windows 10. So It is really good. I don't know if it's worth upgrading, but it is. It's really good. So,
well, I think when I tried Windows 10, I think it was at a time that it was still early on. There was a lot of bugs going on, so I was like, man, I don't want to deal with all this. I like my Windows 7. I didn't even like Windows 8 because of all the apps all over the screen. But
so terrible.
Yeah, I skipped 8, and I went from 7 to 10. I have really no problem with. I haven't had any problem with 10. I kind of see 10 as the new 7. It's kind of funny that Windows is it skips. It's always like there's a good one and there's a bad one. If you look at it, if you think about it, I think Windows 10 is good. I'm gonna say it's good. I don't. My opinion. 7 was good, and then before that it was XP was good because what was it? It was like Millennial Edition or something. That was the bad one, and so then before
Vista was the one in between that was horrible.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like there's every other Windows is bad and every other is good. So
the next Windows, nobody buy it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I've heard they're doing some things where they're like going to make you, when you buy a new PC, you're getting some like really stripped down Windows, and then you're going to have to upgrade to.
What?
Yeah, they're saying. I don't know if this is true or not, but they say like when you buy a new Dell or whatever, you're going to get this Windows 10S, and it's only going to allow you to download stuff off the Windows shop until you pay $40 to upgrade to the Pro. So,
that sounds horrible.
I don't know how Steam is going to feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, like I build my own computer, and that just sounds horrible. Like it's just another thing I'm gonna have to check for now.
Yeah, I think if you build your own computer, you just buy the Pro anyway. But as soon as you buy your computer from these pre-made these companies that sell computers, they're gonna have this small stripped down Windows. That's what I've heard.
It's kind of what I feel like the requirement for Windows 10 is. It's coming from Microsoft because they've had cross-platform between PC and things like PlayStation Network with Rocket League, but it seems like now that they have their one game that's coming out that's linking Xbox with PC finally, like, oh, by the way, if you want to play with the Xbox players and things, you've got to upgrade to Windows 10. Yeah, so it's almost like they're pushing it.
But they've always done that, though, because I remember it was Age of Empires 3 or something. You had to have, I don't even know what it was, but you had to have, maybe it was Windows 7. I don't know, whatever it was, is you had to have the newest Windows to play that game. And I remember that being really annoying.
Yeah.
The thing with that is that, I mean, like he just said, Rocket League's my most played game on Steam right now. Mm-hmm. And I play that all the time, and I see people on there from PlayStation Network and from Xbox, and it's all cross-platform. Yet, this Sea of Thieves comes out, and they're like, "Well, for this one, you're kind of shit out of luck. You have to get Windows 10."
Yeah. That's they want you to upgrade, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah, but with the Rocket League's awesome because you can play on the Switch, and you can play with people on the Switch on PC and Xbox or.
Oh, really? They've added the Switch now on it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but not PlayStation. PlayStation is on their own.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can play. PlayStation could play. It's funny because you can play. PlayStation can play with the PC, but if I'm playing on a PC and I've got my friend who's on the Switch playing with me, then a PlayStation guy can't join.
Huh?
Yeah. Like, nope. I don't want to play with a Switch guy.
All these companies just hate each other. They're just like, what's one way I can one up them where they can only play on my system?
Exactly.
I don't think PlayStation has any games that are like strictly cross-platform that you have to have a PlayStation to play it.
I mean, they have games. They have games that are PlayStation specific, but it's not anything like mainstream that comes out like that. They always make a cross-platform for everybody. So I think maybe out of all the big companies, that might be the one that's like ethical in that way.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I don't play consoles. I'm PC, so if it requires me to go to Windows 10, I think I might give it a shot just because that game looks so fun to play.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Yeah.
So the game that you play the most on stream, from my experience, and I think you said it as well, is the Sims. So out of the current Sims that are out, and you can include expansion packs if you want, what would you say is your favorite Sims game?
Well, I've been playing mostly Sims 4. So that's the newest version of the Sims. So back in the day, I used to play the Sims 1. It came out as back then. It was like they were making all these. Maxis was making all these Sims games. It's Sim City, which is really popular, and they came out with like Sim Ant and Sim Tower and just all these kind of Sim games. And I was really into all of them. And then they came out with the Sims. It was like, oh, it's not a city, it's a family. And it's like, okay, this is really interesting. So I picked up the Sims and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it at the time. And I kind of dabbled in the Sims a little bit throughout my life. I didn't really get much into Sims 2 or Sims 3 as much. But I started to stream. I was streaming. At this point, I'm streaming now. And Sims 4 is coming out. Like, it's like, hey, Sims 4 is coming out in the fall. And I'm like, I'm going to ask in my community, like, hey, I remember playing the Sims 1 and Sims Online and all these other Sims. And I'm thinking of picking this up. What do you guys think? And some of them were like, yeah, I'll watch you play the Sims. So I said, all right. So I picked it up and I started playing it. And it was great. And the thing is I talked about like how some developers are really supportive of streamers. Well, the development team on The Sims was extremely supportive of streamers, and I think it was like one of the expansion packs that came out. It came out at midnight Eastern time, which is actually the time I go live at, so it was perfect, right? This expansion came out and I go live, so I was able to just play it, the second it went live. And so I was playing this expansion pack. It was the first expansion pack. It was Get to Work for The Sims 4. And one of the producers was watching my stream and tweeted out that I was playing it, and all of a sudden my viewer count just went explode. And for what I usually was getting, I wouldn't say exploded. Now I look back and think that number wasn't exactly explosive, but I mean at that time it was a lot,
Right.
and it was awesome. And it really kind of like, when you're supported by a developer like that, it really kind of like keeps you wanting to even just kind of support the game. And plus I was having a good time with it. So yeah, I've been playing it pretty much Sims 4 since it came out. And I've gone back now and played a little bit of Sims 3 and some Sim games as well. But yeah, mostly I do Sims 4 just because it's the most current and they're keeping it up to date with expansions and stuff packs and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. The new Sims 4 is a really good game. It's a solid game. I've played all, Sims 1 through 4. I would say my personal favorite is by far Sims 3.
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the amount you can do with the town and being able to like invest. And there's just so much you can do that they took out in Sims 4. And I was kind of disappointed with that. I was like, man, they should have added that back in with things in Sims 4.
I mean, I've gone back and played Sims 3, so I've seen what they've taken out. I can see why they took it out, because even like, so I got the Sims 3, and then someone donated all these expansions to me. So I basically just loaded all the expansions in, and I went in, and even on my 1080 Ti, it was chugging a little bit. And I think now, right? So I gotta think like back then. Like, not like a lot, but enough to like a little couple of frame hitches here and there. So you think, yeah, probably back then it probably didn't run as well, and they just had to, if they want to get this game running on all these computers, they had to do something. So they kind of, I think that's why they dialed it back some, kind of simplified it a lot. Maybe we'll see some of that come to the next iteration whenever that comes out. I would hope.
Yeah.
So at least a little bit more openness, because right now it's like every lot is kind of its own instance. You have to like load.
Yeah, it's kind of gone back into Sims 1 and 2 mode where you're kind of on your own lot and you can't go anywhere. But I didn't know that was the case, because I mean on Sims 3 all I ever had was the first expansion pack that came out with it, which was University Life, and it never lagged me down. And I mean, I don't have a 1080 Ti, but if you're saying, I mean, with all the expansion packs that it's like bogging you down, then yeah, I can understand what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I do a little bit because you've got all the textures where you could change them all in the design. I forget what it's called.
It's one of the best parts, though, man. Like,
it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, I hope they bring some of that to when The Sims 5 comes out. Let's say I don't know when that's coming out, but when that does come out, that'd be awesome. At least a big some of the openers too. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and of course, there's things from Sims 4 that I also really enjoy comparatively to Sims 3. But I'm an economy guy. I like talking about business and economy and things like that. And The Sims 3 just had so much more of that, like where you could invest in the buildings. You could even buy out, the bookstore, for example, and it could be your store and rename it and things.
Yeah, so. And they've added some of that into Sims 4 now. You can run a retail shop. And pretty much whatever you place down can be sold. So you can have any kind of shop. You can have an art shop. You can have a book shop. You can have a clothing shop. You can have a toilet shop if you want to. I mean, whatever, like anything you want. And then they added another game pack, which is actually one of my favorites. Is called Dine Out, which it's like the same thing, but it's a restaurant. And you actually run a restaurant. I think you actually might enjoy that a little bit more because you don't just you're not just the cook or the waiter or the waitress or the host. You are the actual manager, and you have to make sure your employees are happy and then the customers are happy. And you can you build it yourself, so you can have any restaurant you like. You can make a Chuck E. Cheese. You can make a very romantic restaurant. You can. They had this. The new pack that came out recently was a laundry. It's called Laundry Day. Added laundry machines to the game. So I made I made a giant laundry machine, and put a restaurant inside of it, so you can watch food. I don't know.
You can get food.
Is that instance, like, do you still have your house that you do all your stuff in, and then whenever you go to work, it takes you into?
Yeah, you load up you kind of leave the house and you load up the restaurant. You go to the restaurant lot, which goes into loading screen.
That'd be fun.
But then you're in that lot, but what it's not technically you can't do this. Technically you're not living on the restaurant, but if you put a bedroom and a kitchen in the restaurant for yourself, you could technically live there, and just kind of walk downstairs and open up. You open the restaurant and then people start coming in. So
right, and then people come up and sleep in your bed when they come.
Yeah, well, you want to lock those doors. You do, because they will do that. Yeah, they will do that. So you definitely want to lock those doors. And they actually added a vet you can run as well now. So if you're into the economy, so you're into the running of businesses, so they've added that stuff in. They've kind of added a lot of stuff in since launch for paid, but also for free as well. They've added toddlers into the game now. So that was one of the complaints that people were having at the beginning, that you went from a baby to basically a 10-year-old.
Right, yeah.
Streams, and now they've added like an in-between, a toddler age in between, so that was good. So
yeah, I mean, I guess I never got any of the expansion packs for 4. I just kind of played it as is, and I would say I still had a ton of fun. There's so many different ways to play the Sims games, depending on what you want to do in the game, that I mean, you can find it enjoyable for everything. And I'm sure that even for me, being into the business side, I'm sure with these new expansions it would scratch that itch as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of toilet shops, though, I've heard about this thing you've done on your stream.
Yeah,
called the Game of Porcelain Thrones.
Yes, it is. It's a show on HGluo.
HGluo.
Yeah, that's not to be confused with that other thing. So
the home glue office.
Yes. So it is a bit I do where you have these. So when a Sim dies, they go into a grave or an urn, depending if it's outside, it's a grave. If it's indoors, it's an urn, and these ghosts will come out of their place of rest and pretty much just wander around. But they also will, like, I guess, haunt random objects. And when they do that, they will break them. So if they go into the sink's going to break. If they go into the TV's going to break. And if they go into the toilet's going to break. So I don't know where I came up with this. I literally don't know where I came up with this. I guess I just, one of those things like, hey, this could be really funny. I lined up a bunch of toilets. And then on the other side of the room, I lined up a bunch of urns. Right, and so the idea is these ghosts will come out and they will attack a toilet, seemingly by random, and whatever toilet survives wins. But it's hard to get attached to just toilets, right? Because I mean, which is it number 2 toilet, number 3 toilet? Which toilet are you rooting for? So I had to create some kind of like personality for these toilets. And one of the packs that came out, I think it was called kids' room stuff. It basically added like things that you could like decorate a child's room with, and they added all these like fake Pokemon characters. There was 20 of them in total. Yeah, they created 20 of these Pokemon. They're not Pokemon, but they're basically a Pokemon, right? And they created. They actually created like a little video game that the kids could play, this Pokemon game. But they also added these wall decals of the characters, and they're really well done. These little pictures. And so I'd slap these wall decals behind the toilets, and they all have their own names, but I don't know the names of these names are like, I wanted these names to be something that you could remember by looking at them. And so I named some of them. There's basically this little hamster dude with his hair on fire, and his name was Hot Hamster. And then we had this. Then there was like this little. It looked like an onion with like a pink like dripping head. Like it was like a pink goo on its head. And I called that Pepto Plant. And then there was kind of a blue wolf that we called Vanilla Wolf. So they all had their own names, and I would put them behind the toilets. And so we would do this game, and it wouldn't be like we were just sitting there watching the toilets be broken. It was like something that would be kind of like running when I was doing something else. It's like, okay, let's go check back on the toilets. Surprisingly, a lot of people were like, have you checked the toilets recently? Which is funny that comes up in my stream a lot. So we go down, he's in the basement, so we go down the basement, like check on him, and looks like Pepto Plant has been knocked out, and of course I have to play the theme song, which is the theme song from another popular game of show. And I just dubbed in the wood porcelain in there. And we sing the song. And we did this whole intro, and people really like it. I haven't done it in a while, but I need to bring that back because people really enjoy that. So, yeah,
I would love to see that. I'd put, you should start gambling on it.
Yeah, people do. People do, because we set up like, fake currencies. If you like, you root for a character, hashtag Hot Hamster on Twitter if you think he's gonna win. We took it to a next level where then I took these characters and I actually turned them into actual Sims. Like we try to take those like wacky characters and make them Sim versions look like those cartoon characters, and then we put them on an island and we had Sim Survivor starring these characters.
So you're your very own PUBG, pretty much.
Yeah. It was like the TV show Survivor with these characters, and we'd put them through these challenges, and then everyone in chat would vote off the ones they didn't like. So we got all the way to the end, and it's fun. It's fun good times.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So also another thing that you do, and this is on stream as well, that I've seen a few videos. You're also a freelance artist, is that right?
Yes. And I went to school for to study art, illustration animation.
Nice. I actually went 3 years for 3D animation, but
nice.
I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would, so I didn't actually finish through. But so as a freelance artist, what kind of things do you work on?
It's mostly my style is very cartoony, so that's where if people were looking for. I've done some commercial work in the past, a few things here and there, but recently I've been getting into emote art, making people other channels emotes and channel art as well. A lot of people getting affiliated on Twitch, which grants them a few emotes, and so they're looking for artists, and I just, I am one, so like I will help you with your emotes. So I've been doing some of those, and I used to do a creator stream a while ago, which I had to stop doing, and people were like, "Oh, bring it back," and so I thought, well, if I'm bringing it back, I might as well do the commission work that I've already doing off stream. It's just easier that way. Just do it while I'm live. So yeah, I started, and it's great because I do the commission work on stream. People watch me do it, and that just kind of brings in more work anyway, because it's like, oh, I saw you working on this emote, and I would love it if you did my emotes. So
yeah, and not only that, but I'm sure the person that's purchasing these emotes from you, I'm sure they are also grateful to be able to see their emotes in like while it's being worked on. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They ask me like, oh, how is it working with the actual client watching? And I actually prefer it. I'm actually annoyed when they're not there, because I want to get like up to date. Like if you don't like this, you need to let me know. Like if there's something you see you're not liking, like now's the time, rather than me doing the whole thing and then saying like, ooh, I don't like the placement of that arm. It's like, okay, well, another 2 hours of work for me then. It's best to do it like right off the bat when you're in the sketching phase. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm creating original hand-drawn art, digital art, and yeah, I like what I'm doing, and people are liking what I'm turning out. So
now, how long have you been doing these emotes for other streamers?
I've been doing maybe like 6-7 months now, maybe. Sounds about right.
Yeah, because the affiliate program just came out probably not even a year ago, right?
Yeah, it was around the time when that kind of hits, and a lot of people were getting, the affiliate program. So there's extra emotes. So it kind of worked out that way, that I just happened to be thinking about getting into emotes. I was doing a little bit on the side before, but once the affiliate came out, it's like, okay, this makes sense for me to do this. And yeah.
Have you ever thought about bringing out like a premium package where you do an animation for them?
I mean it's just time consuming on that. The good thing about emote is I do put a lot of time in each one, but it doesn't take that long. I mean, it's not like I could bust out maybe 3 or 4 emotes on a single stream if I'm not too chatty. But the animation, I haven't offered that yet because I just know it's gonna take a long time, and how much is that worth? How much would I need to get paid to like make that justify?
Right. Might not be
have
worth it on their
animation
end.
in my own stream that I have going, but I haven't offered that to anyone else yet. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, is like the little animations, like when you get a sub or a follow, is that something you've animated for yourself?
Yeah. Pretty much everything you see in my stream is done by me. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
I have an animated character that come out called the Glooby, which is glue and then B, and he come out every so often and say his thing and leave, and we'll have like a little chat. The inspiration to that was Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic Park, where the little DNA guy comes out and he talks to John Hammond, I think his name was in the movie. I don't know if you guys see that movie, the first one.
Yeah.
So that was the inspiration. Is like they have this little conversation with an animated character. I thought that'd be funny if I did that on stream. So I created this little thing, and he comes out, he says something, I respond, and then he leaves. I've been running that. Pretty much that's been on my stream since the beginning. It used to be a bee body, an animated bee body, and it had my head on it. I recorded my face and I cropped it all out and I stuck a bee body on it, and I would float. It was the creepiest thing, and it would come out and it would say the same thing it says now, and then it would leave, and someone in chat dubbed it the Glooby, and that's kind of stuck because originally it was going to be a fairy, like a little like almost like a Zelda fairy, hey, listen, kind of thing. And then and then it merged into a bee, and that's what. So then I had this character with my head on it, and an animated bee body come out, say his thing, and leave, and that was creepy and funny. But then when it came to like making T-shirts, like, oh, you should make T-shirts. I want to buy a DrGluon T-shirt, and it's like, well, yeah, that'd be cool, but I don't know if I want my face on. I don't know how I feel about my giant face on your T-shirts. So I had to think like, I'm gonna have to redesign this thing. And so that's what I did. I redesigned it. I actually turned the whole thing. Now it's completely animated. There's no creepy my face on it. And that's kind of what I've been using ever since. So.
Yeah, we were watching some of the YouTube videos, and I saw that thing pop up a few times, and like you were talking like over it, and like there was music or something. I thought you said something about a booby, and that bee popped up, and I was like, what the hell is this? But watching a bunch of the different videos, one of the things I like that you do the most is it seems like no matter what game you're playing, you always have like your follower icons and stuff, and it's all tailored around the game that you're playing. So like if you're playing the Euro Truck Simulator or whatever, if somebody follows or something pops up with like a truck. And then if you're playing The Sims, you have the little sim icons. Do you have to do all the work for that, or?
Yeah, I haven't done much of that recently, but yeah, I try to keep it kind of customizable to the game I'm playing. So when I play The Sims, I'm actually so one of the interfaces on The Sims is like they have the sim faces down the bottom on the UI, and then behind them is their mood, and then in front of them are these things called the moodits, and it's they might be sad, and it'll say, oh, it's because, and then in front of them they got this little icon, like almost these little icons. Oh, it's because they had a bad day at work or whatever. So you guys judge like, oh, how are they feeling today? So when I was playing The Sims, I wanted to bring that and put that into my own UI on top of The Sims gameplay. So I built all of that. I have a randomly playing slideshow behind me with just like different moods. So it's like, oh, DrGluon, you're very angry right now. Why is that? And then down below, I've got the moodits, and I just kind of lifted a lot of those from the game itself. And some of them might be, oh, it's because my diaper is dirty. Or I've pooped in my pants, because those are actual moodits that literally add moodits in the game, but mostly from the toddler. Those will be from the toddler pack,
right?
Because the toddler's sad because he got a poopy in the diaper, and so do I. So yeah, I try to like tailor that stuff, and with my creative stream, I actually have a whole I built a creators studio, and it's all around me. I got my desk, and you can see this desk in front of me with the light shining, and it looks like the camera's over my shoulder. And then I have this kind of a general game, because I do play a lot of variety as well. So I obviously can't build a custom layout for every single game I play. But if I plan to play a game for a while, I might say like, okay, this might be a game worth investing in the time to build something a bit more unique to this game. And it's a good way to, again, when people are scrolling through these thumbnails, if they see like something unique, regular than the guy, or the girl guy go in the bottom left corner of the screen, oh, there's something more going on there from that thumbnail, they may be more likely to click in. So
yeah, I've definitely noticed the I've seen a video where it said like you're embarrassed or shy or something like that. So
it's funny how definitely really cool. People take that so seriously. They're like, "Oh, why are you so angry right now?" It's like I just am. I tell them I've got this mood. I got a USB mood ring on, and it's just telling exactly how I'm feeling.
I'm angry because I'm on stream right now with you.
Yeah.
That's awesome though, man. So has anyone ever asked you, and I'm sure they probably have, if you are British?
Yes, I am.
Are you British?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
You
so
couldn't tell from his voice.
no, I could definitely
Well,
tell, but like
I've
at
been
the same time,
here
I don't
a
know.
long time. I've been here since I've been 13. I've lived in the United States. Um, but I was born and raised in England. My parents brought me over, and then I went to school. Here, I went to high school and then college. I met my wife at college, and then I stayed here with her, and my parents retired back home. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. So middle of the country, that's where Nathan's from. I don't really hear like any kind of influence from the middle of the country. coming
Is
into
there
your
though?
accent.
Everyone says, because I'm in Iowa, everyone says there's no Iowan accent. So they say this is like this
There's really
blank
not.
slate as far as accent goes. So maybe that's why I'm able to retain my accent so well.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they don't really have much of an accent. My younger brother actually attends a college in Iowa, and from what the people I've heard up there, they just sound like normal Americans. There's no like I don't know. There's no like Eastern sound to it or anything. It's just really plain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people say that.
I mean, if that's what normal Americans sound like, then what are you?
I have no idea.
You're abnormal.
I tell you what,
Oh,
I
goodness.
always make the girl and the McDonald's drive-through very excited. It's like, oh, who's this guy coming in? Who's this guy ordering a cheeseburger?
Do you ever like
Sounds
lay it on
exotic.
heavy?
Hello, I like a cheeseburger, please. Thank you very much. Good show. Good show. No.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
I think I would
Yeah.
actually make him flip out if I did that. What's happening?
Oh my God, a British guy. He's here just for me.
They're taking over. I'm taking it back.
So so being from England, did any of that kind of pass on with you? Like, I'm a huge soccer fan, so like, are you still into any of that kind of stuff that's big over there?
I'm not really much into sports, but I mean, as far as the the comedy definitely has influenced me. I mentioned Tommy Cooper earlier, who was a British comedian and magician who wore fez, and he was a magician, but he was a bad magician. Like he would fumble, and his tricks would be revealed in seconds. Like he would try to do this like fancy trick, like pulls this out and then the flowers appear, but then he would like fumble and break the thing, and it was just really funny. So I definitely take a lot from that, and Ron Atkinson and John Cleese. I definitely do. Those comedians inspire me, as well as others
yeah,
too.
dude.
Yeah.
I grew up all with Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy's hilarious.
definitely.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, it's Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean?
I have no idea who Mr.
Oh
Bean
my
is.
gosh, you gotta watch
Have you
Mr.
ever
Bean.
seen
Watch the
Rat
TV
Race?
show.
Rat Race? No.
Yeah, he's in that too. He's like the narcolepsy guy.
Yeah, but you gotta watch the TV show. Don't watch the movies. Watch the TV show, because the movies basically took the same jokes from the TV show, but then they're not as good because I don't know, it's the movie version, but the TV show, it's really good. It's really good.
Or
Is it just a comedy TV show or?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
hold on. Have you ever
it's always in
seen-
the 80s? So
have you ever seen Johnny English?
I've
Like he's
don't
like
think
a
I've ever
spy?
seen the movie. I bet is that the character?
Yeah,
no,
it's the same guy.
him.
Okay.
It's the same actor. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
Okay,
a
yeah.
but yeah. He's basically Mr. Bean is basically an alien or someone sent from a higher power who doesn't understand humanity but wants to understand, and is very curious and very confused about everything. So I don't know. It's
So the
he's
typical American.
He's basically he's going through, and he's basically like an adult 3-year-old, I guess, who just very, very curious about everything. It's really funny. It's really, really funny.
Yeah, his facial
I'll have to look
expressions,
into that.
man, they're killer.
Yeah,
Facial
yeah.
expressions.
Well, there's one bit where he's in a church and he's trying to eat a candy, and every time he like ruffles the paper, the guy next to him looks over and he hides it. And he's just like he's trying to eat this candy like something like a little kid would do, right? Trying to eat this candy but not get caught. But yeah, definitely got to watch it. It's really good. So
Let's look into that.
Yeah, I really like British dry humor. Like one of my favorite directors for movies is Guy Ritchie, and he I don't know if you've seen it's like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels or Snatch.
Yeah.
Like I love that kind of humor with like action mixed in a movie. Yeah. And the British humor is definitely
really
good in it.
Snatch. You like dogs? You like dags?
Do you like dicks?
Yeah, I love that movie. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go into the random thought of the day segment to kind of close out the show. So I have a good one for you guys today.
Uh-oh.
So good. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Hit me.
Right. So why do drive-through ATMs have Braille on the keys? Like, should blind people really be driving?
Interesting.
Like,
are you sure? Like, I guess I don't pay attention whenever I go.
No,
I don't think I've
definitely
been
do.
through an ATM in years.
I would say for walk-up, but that's also kind of dangerous.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to walk through the drive-through, and if you are, that is definitely dangerous. Someone could run you over, but how would they even know how to get there?
Yeah, I guess, well, I mean, you see blind people walk all over town. They got their sticks, but like, I guess, how would they know that it's an ATM when they're walking up to it?
Do you really see blind people like walking all over town though?
Yeah. Well, maybe not all over town, but I see them every now and then. I mean, I don't ever see them walking through an ATM or a drive-through, but they walk around.
Exactly. That's the whole thought is like, why is there Braille on like the number 5 so they know where they're
Are you sure it's on all of the keys or is it just on certain ones? Because I know some cell phones have like a little ridge or something on the number 9 so that it's different from the number 6 or something.
Oh man, throwback to like 2005 when
keys.
I'm like,
that's not Braille on my phone. It's all digital. I need to be something to think like, wait a minute, is that one on my phone? Wait, no, I have an iPhone. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I actually looked at my phone. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but I know on your keyboard, for example, the F and the J always have the 2 things, and that's just so your hands can know
where your index fingers,
right, for proper typing. You're supposed
maybe
to
that's what I was thinking of.
But I have no idea. If there isn't full on Braille, I have seen at least the number 5 have like the little bump on it so you know where it is, but that really makes no sense to me. I mean, I get why it's there, sure. Maybe they just mass produced them and that's just the one they put on there. That's what I would guess.
Maybe it's for the passenger. I don't know. Yeah.
For the passenger. I can't see.
That's funny.
All right, DrGluon. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
I had a ton of fun. I wish you the best in streaming. I hope you just keep raising those numbers.
Thank you.
And if people want to get a hold of you, how can they do that? Like what kind of
Yeah, it's really easy. If you want to go on Twitch and see my Twitch stream, it's twitch.tv/DrGluon. That's DrGluon. Okay. On the YouTube, it's the same thing, youtube.com/DrGluon. And also on Twitter, I'm at DrGluon. That's DrGluon.
Nice.
I just jingle it to you just in case. I don't know why I sang it. I know I sang it.
Dr. DrGluon.
Your voice screwed me up. Everyone's going to be such a G-R now.
All right, guys. Well, if you have any comments, check out the Actions Per Minute Network at actionsperminute.net to find us on social media. Email us at coldonepodcast@gmail.com. And lastly, if you like this podcast, please go to iTunes and give us a good rating. It helps us out a lot. Any last thoughts?
That's it.
I'm good.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Stay frosty.
Bye-bye.